Segment 2, Northtown Neighborhood News Magazine. Thanks to Sonny Hersh for this great two-camera setup. On the web, we're at ntnm.org. You don't have to type in www. And you can watch all our shows on YouTube a few days after they're on the air. And it's through ntnm.org. And at this point, by the way, by the time this airs, we probably will have had our 10,000th show watched in the few months we've been on. We're already like at 9,500 or so, and it's just going up every day. It's just amazing. And it's very wonderful. And speaking of wonderful, one of the earliest guests we've had, and one of the latest guests at this point, our latest guest that we've had, is the chief librarian of the Northtown Library, who's been here under many guises and with safari hats and with little toy dinosaurs and all kinds of other goodies. We're talking about Rose Powers, chief librarian, Northtown Library. Rose, how are you today?
Good to be back. Good to be back.
First of all, thank you so much for coming. And the Northtown Library, despite its small size and definite need, as Alderman Stone expressed on a previous show, of needing expansion and parking, is still one of the most utilized libraries in the city, isn't it?
Oh, it is. We're busy every day. We have the adult reading room is just filled with adults reading, studying, preparing for exams, just reading the newspapers, the foreign language newspapers. And then the children's room is just bustling. We have a teacher in the library now who comes in and helps kids with their homework, and he's just helping kids in general with any subject they need help with. And he's there 12 hours a week, and he's been wonderful. So if you come into the children's room, it's just packed with children learning to read and write and do math and English.
Which is terrific, and there's so many services the library has available these days. And as a matter of fact, now that I think, I don't have my wallet on me, but I was going to show my library card. Well, actually, you know what? I didn't have a library card for a very long time, and Rose was going shame on me. And when I finally got it, I actually scanned it and emailed it over to you.
And it works. It works too.
And yeah, the library card actually works, and you can not only take out things, but you know what? Some of the stuff, and before we even get into the books, some of the stuff that's available on the web is just mind-blowing.
Oh, it is. It is. There are databases there that you cannot get from typing in a subject search on Google. You need to go directly to our website and get into our databases. We have the Chicago Tribune Historical Index is in there, and you can get newspaper articles from the Tribune going all the way back to the 1800s.
And you've got other newspapers too.
Other newspapers. There's Wall Street Journal, there's New York Times, there's Los Angeles Times.
Yeah, you have other Chicago papers also from the old days.
Yeah.
And as a matter of fact, one of the things that I still haven't looked for yet, but you know what? I used to actually, for a very short period of time, I was the token white guy in the Daily Defender.
Oh, okay. Yeah, we have
I actually have a front-page headline story that I wrote for the Defender that I have a copy of somewhere in the house. It was about a grisly murder story. I covered it at 26th and Kel.
I'll have to look
and by the
this
way,
up.
you should. I'm going to look it up myself. And by the way, you should have seen the look when I was at a black conference and people wanted to know which paper I represented. Nobody believed me, and especially when I went up to Jesse the Jetstream Jackson.
Yes.
Who you with?
What does it matter? As long as you can write, that's all.
Yeah, and actually, I shouldn't put you in that position.
So,
I'm the one that can say all kinds of nasty things about people like that, but she's a nice person who only has good things to say about everybody. Okay.
Yes. So true.
And you know what? But you know, the databases, the newspapers, all the rest of it, the research, that's fantastic. But you know what? Having a library card, you know, there's so much more. What kind of? Well, you tell us. You know, let's talk about basics first of all. What are the hours of the library?
Right. The hours of the library are Monday through Thursday, 9 to 9, and Friday and Saturday, 9 to 5.
So Monday, Thursday, 9 to 9, Friday, Saturday, 9 to 6. And the Northtown Library, for those who don't know, is at
6435 North California.
6435 North California. So that's basically about a half a block north of Devon on California.
Okay. Yeah.
We're actually about 4 or 5 blocks from here. I know, I pass it by a lot.
And half a block south of Arthur.
Half a block south of Arthur.
And right across the street from the laundromat.
That's all true. That's all true, and you can drop off books or whatever outside.
We have 2 book drops out there that are open all day long. So.
Right, and
the only thing you can't put in the book drop is the museum passes.
Now museum passes, because actually
yes.
I called you about that. And now museum passes, people don't realize some of this great stuff you've got available for people.
This is true. Museum passes is one of them.
Okay, so let's hold it up to the camera.
Can I hold this up? Can I put it like this, Sonny?
No, actually, why don't you hold it over there?
Okay.
Okay.
And I will go like this. You can talk about it.
Okay.
Yeah, we can
Just
talk,
hold it there.
because this is all live.
Well, first I should say that this is actually called, the official name is the Great Kids Museum Passport Program, and it's made possible to the Chicago Public Library by a generous grant from Kraft Foods through the Chicago Public Library Foundation. Ooh, that's a mouthful. Okay. But the wonderful thing is, I believe there are 9 museums. I may have to actually count them. Give me a second.
There are close to that. I know I can name this museum. Besides for the obvious stuff like the planetarium, the Field Museum, the Natural History Museum, 14.
14 museums.
Okay.
Sorry. Right. You had
Which include the Museum of Contemporary Art, the DuSable African American Museum.
The Mexican Fine Arts. And new this year is the Brookfield Zoo.
Oh.
And also the McCormick Tribune Freedom Museum, which is a museum on the First Amendment. So it's very interesting. It's on Michigan Avenue. But with this, you get a little card, and I'm sorry I didn't bring one with. Kind of looks like a library card, except it's purple. And with that, you check it out with your library card, like you would check out a book. And it's good for 1 week, and it gives you free admittance to whichever museum pass you take out. So.
And that's for one person, for 2 people, for 3 people?
Usually it's up to 4. When we give you this booklet, there's a little, let me open it up like this. There is, it tells you the hours of the museum, where it's located, gives you its website address, and then it usually tells you how many people it admits. And the maximum, I believe now, is 4 for general admittance. Special programs, like with the Shed Aquarium, you have to pay for the dolphin show extra.
Right, and I know with certain things you do, right, for the special features.
Right.
But the general admission, which is really the run of the place for the most part, is free.
Right. So it's a good deal. And they're good for a week. And we do not reserve them. You're not allowed to reserve them. But you have to get lucky. Let's put it that way. But every branch in the city of Chicago has these passes. And they're only good for Chicago residents. Sorry, Evanston.
Okay. And, I don't mind that. Now, you've got a ton of other interesting visuals here.
Oh, I do. I kind of prepared.
Okay. Yeah. One thing, you always have visual aids, that's for sure, whenever you talk here.
Yes. I'm stepping on my microphone. Excuse me. Okay. We do have free Wi-Fi. So if anybody wants to come in with their laptop and work all day, we have free Wi-Fi. And I think you alluded to this before. We have the digital audio books. So I'll put that up here.
Now, digital audio books, I mean, people can actually, rather than read the book, they can listen to the book.
They can listen to it. They can burn a CD and listen to it in their Walkman or their car or whatever device they have.
I know people who, when they're driving, do that sort of thing.
Yes. MP3 players, if you have an MP3 player, you can download it to that. Right now, you can't download it to an iPod. But I believe they're working on a deal with Apple for that. So someday, hopefully, iPod also. And it's really great because you check them out, you download them, and it's like checking out a book, only it's online.
Okay, which is cool.
It really is. And right now, it's by the time this airs, this wave of hysteria from high school students, they have to read a certain amount of certain titles before they start school. That wave will be over, but right now, some of the titles that, all these high school students across the city have to read are on here, what we call e-resources. And if we run out of books, they'll just be able to download them onto their computer at home.
And, of course, you do need a Chicago Public Library card in order to do that.
Oh, absolutely. One that's free of fines and overdue books.
Well, that's good.
Yeah, that always works, so.
Definitely. So let's go through some of our other...
some of the things...
Yeah, you've got a whole bunch of goodies here.
Well, 9 minutes seems like a long time.
No, we're already past 9 minutes, don't worry.
Already? Oh, my gosh, okay.
No, you don't have to rush, because you know what? We have time. Don't worry.
I'll relax then.
Okay.
Breathe deep. All right. CDs. We have a lot of language books on CD, language CDs and cassettes.
Yeah.
Mostly
That's
CDs
French.
because, yeah.
I took 2 years of it.
Oh, I took 4 years and I'm still bad. But
I'm worse than that. But
I know enough to get me by when I go to Paris. But we have French and we have Urdu and we have Mandarin Chinese and we have Korean, German, Italian. We have all manner of languages that you can learn just for fun.
well, and some people are
want.
into it. I know my father grew up in Europe, and he spoke 7 languages. My mother spoke multiple
Right.
languages also.
Yeah.
Which is something that in that particular culture and cultures in other countries is a very common thing.
Yeah. So.
I only know enough French to yell at a Haitian, but that's about it.
Oh. Well, you probably could use that in Chicago, you know. So.
Well, actually, I have some Haitian friends at the cable place. So, hi Jacques, how you doing?
See, I know enough to eat and shop when I go to France. We also have DVDs.
Okay.
We are now officially a DVD library.
Very cool.
So we have entertainment DVDs.
Yeah.
And we have educational DVDs. And we have DVDs for adults.
Yeah.
And DVDs for children. I brought McSteve's Italy because,
He's a PBS guy.
yeah, I just thought it was a nice cover, so I brought that. I thought
And
Sonny would
we're
like it for
on the
show.
international take today.
So we do have a lot of DVDs, current movies, and the educational DVDs, the travelogues, the historical documentaries are really nice.
Yeah.
So so we have those. And DVDs can be taken out with your library card, and they're 1 week only. You have to return them. But DVDs you can also put on hold.
Oh, cool.
So,
Very good.
all right. And I just thought this is such a pretty book.
And you do actually
we
have books in the library,
yes,
too.
We
Really?
actually have books. And this is actually a reference book, so you cannot take it out. But this is a new edition of the Zohar. Am I saying that?
Yeah, that is the correct name.
Okay, and it's the Pritzker edition. And there was an article on this years ago in the Chicago Tribune magazine, and I saw
On
it.
that particular edition, or?
Right, it's brand new, and it's being funded by the Pritzker family.
Okay.
And the man is Daniel C. Matt. He's working on these. And this is volume 3, and if my memory serves me correct, which there's going to be, I believe, 7 volumes. So we've got 3 of them so far, and as they are published,
Right, it's
we
kind of
will
hard
get
for you to have them out there before they're published.
more. It's very hard. I would have to be a magician like Harry Potter. if I
Okay,
was
well,
that.
actually, if
So-
you knew what was inside the Zohar, you're actually talking about the right subject.
yeah. Oh, okay.
So right here's, you've got one other,
Oh, one more thing. Well, actually,
can you talk
I'm
about
not
2 more
sure.
things?
Two
but-
more things. Well, let's
yeah.
try this. This is the very first ever City of Chicago summer reading program for adults.
Okay,
You know, we've had the kids one all these years. So this is the very first one we've had that adults can participate in.
is this so people can read the same book and have something to talk about, that sort of thing? Or?
No, that's the One Book, One Chicago.
Oh, okay.
Have me back a little later. I got some good scoop on that.
Okay.
Anyway, but the children's theme this year was the City of Big Readers, and it was the same theme for the adults, City of Big
Yeah.
Readers. And the children, if they read so many books, got T-shirts. The adults, for reading 2 books, got this really great coffee mug,
Okay.
which I gave away to Alderman Stone. So you
That's
can't
okay.
see
I
it
like Alderman
today.
Stone. I got my
But-
Weber Press coffee mug. That's okay.
But we do still have some left. So if
Yeah.
there's a coupon in the back, and Sonny, pay attention. This is for you too. There's a coupon here, and you fill it out. You only have to read 2 books to do this. So, and it can be any book you wanted. At first, they were saying that it should only be on Chicago, any kind of Chicago theme. But now we're broadening it. So, because it is summer, you should be reading for fun. And so you just write a little bit about the 2 books you read, and you fill out the top with your name and address and library card number, and then bring it to the branch, any branch of the Chicago Public Library, and you get this beautiful green coffee mug.
It sounds very nice. And at this point, even though I've got a great joke about red, it'll have to be off the air because Mickey's hands are just sort of like going the wrong way. So at this point, I want to thank very much Rose Powers, Chief Librarian, Northtown Library. Also, we didn't even talk about how she's involved in all these other wonderful organizations throughout the area, whether it be all kinds of stuff. You know what? In the meantime, we're running out of time. Thanks, Sonny, entire technical crew. Thanks for this wonderful 2-camera setup. Join us every single week, this time, this station, or at this web place. Thanks, everybody, and bye-bye.